Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to DESI TV USA. I am Tabinta Gul. Let's take a look at the headlines. Israel and the US vow to counter Iran's nuclear ambitions, says Netanyahu. Death toll rises to 18 in New Delhi railway stations, crowd crush. Trump's Ukraine envoy, Europe excluded from Ukraine-Russia peace talk. Israel receive US shipment of Mk-84 bombs after Trump's lift ban. Army Chief General Syed Hasif Asim Munir engage in inspiring dialogue with university student. ISPR Pak Saudi naval exercise Nasim al-Bashar XV concludes in Northern Arabian Sea. ISPR Pakistan Saudi Arabia strengthened defense ties in JMCC meeting. Deadly flood in Kentucky leave at least 8 dead, 1,000 without power. Zelensky Putin agree to ceasefire talk because he's afraid of Trump. And star shine at the 78th BAFTA award red carpet. These are headlines, lead to news detail. Now the top story is here. According to Reuters, new Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reaffirmed Israel and the United States commitment to countering Iran's nuclear ambitions and regional influence following a high-level meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Speaking in Jerusalem, Netanyahu emphasized the shared determinations of both nations to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons and expanded its foothold in the Middle East. He called Iran the greatest threat to regional stability and warned against its continued support for militant groups. Rubio, on his first official visit to Israel, Secretary of State, reiterated Washington's commitment to Israel's security and regional stability. While he did not disclose specific measures, he stressed that the U.S. would work closely with its allies to contain Iran's influence. Tension remains high as Iran continues to advance its nuclear program despite international sanctions and diplomatic effort to curb its capabilities. Both the US and Israel have warned of potential consequences if Iran crosses the nuclear threshold. At least 18 people, include 5 children, have died in a tragic crowd crush at New Delhi Mains railway station. Officials confirmed the incident occurred during peak hours as hundreds of passengers rushed to board overcrowded train. Eyewitnesses described scenes of chaos as people were trapped in the surging crowd with emergency responders struggling to reach the victim. Authorities are investigating the cause of the stampede with initial report pointing to overcrowding and poor crowd management. Rescue operations are ongoing and officials have urged commuters to remain cautious. The government has announced compensations for the victims' families and promised measures to improve passenger safety at major railway hubs. The U.S. Special Envoy for Ukraine has stated that Europe will not be involved in potential peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia. This announcement comes after Washington sent a questionnaire to Europe capital seeking their input on possible security guarantees for Kyiv. The envoy emphasized that while European nations can contribute to Ukraine's long-term security, direct talks will be handled by the US and other key players. This stance marks a shift from previous diplomatic efforts that including European participation. The decision has sparked reactions across Europe, with some leaders expressing concern over being sidelined in discussions that will shape regional security. Meanwhile, Kyiv has reiterated its position that any peace deal must respect Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Israel has received a shipment of heavy Mk-84 bombs from the United States after President Donald Trump lifted restrictions previously imposed by the Biden administration. The munitions, which weigh 2,000 pounds each, are among the most powerful conventional bombs in the U.S. Israel. The delivery followed Trump's decisions to reserve a hold place on the transfer of certain military supply to Israel over concern about their use in densely populated areas. The move underscores the renewed support of the Trump administration for Israel's military operation amid ongoing tension in the region. Israeli officials welcomed the shipment, stating that it would bolster the country's defense capabilities. Meanwhile, critics have raised concern about the potential humanitarian impact given the high casualty risk associated with such powerful weaponry.
You came to this country for a brighter future for you and your loved ones. You've made it this far. Now it's time to become a citizen. With citizenship, you gain the right to vote, access to federal jobs, the ability to keep your family closer, and the freedom to travel with a U.S. passport. These are just a few of the benefits waiting for you when you become eligible. We're here to help you through the process with free resources and personalized guidance. Together, we can make it easier. Get started at becomeacitizentoday.com.
According to ISPR Chief of Army Staff General Syed Hasif Asim Munir held an interactive session with students from various universities engaging in a thought-provoking and insightful discussion. During the session, General Munir emphasized the importance of education's national unity and the role of youth in shaping Pakistan's future. He encouraged students to remain committed to their goals and contribute positivity to society. The students expressed their enthusiasm and asked questions on various topics including leadership, national security and career guidance. The discussion highlighted the significance of youth empowerment in their role in building a prosperous Pakistan. The bilateral maritime exercise Naseem al-Bashar XV between the Pakistan Navy and the Royal Saudi Naval Forces has successfully concluded in the Northern Arabian Sea. The exercise ended with an impressive firepower demonstrations at sea. The commander of the Royal Saudi Naval Forces attended as the chief guest, while Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral Naveed Ashraf also witnessed the missile firing drill alongside him. During the exercise, naval ships from both forces launched surface-to-surface and air-targeted missiles, successfully hitting their destination objective and showcasing exceptional operational readiness and combat capabilities. Naseem al-Bashar XV, including anti-surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare and integrated maritime security operation. The exercise held every 2 years reflect the strong strategic partnership between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia and their shared commitment to regional security and mutual interest. General Sahir Shamsad Mirza, NI Chairman Joint Chief of Staff Committee, met with senior Saudi military officials during his official visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the 8th round of the Pakistan-KS Joint Military Cooperation Committee meeting. During separate meeting with Major General Talal bin Abdullah Al-Otaibi, Assistant Minister of Defense, and General Faryad bin Hamid Al-Rawali, Chief of General Staff, both sides discussed strategic and security issues, the involving regional landscape and avenues for enhancing bilateral defense cooperation. General Mirza and General Al-Rawali co-chaired the JMCC meeting where they review ongoing military cooperation including mutual exchange program, training initiative and joint defense activities. Both sides reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening defense and security ties. Saudi military leadership praised the professionalism of the Pakistan Armed Forces and acknowledged their sacrifice in the fight against terrorism. Upon arrival at the Armed Forces headquarters, General Mirza was accorded a guard of honor by a smartly turned out military contingent. Severe storm and heavy rainfall had triggered catastrophic flooding across Kentucky, resulting in at least 8 fatalities, including a mother and her young child who were swept away in Hart County. Governor Andy Beshear has declared a state of emergency, calling the disaster one of the worst weather events in recent years. More than 39,000 homes are without power and rescue operations are ongoing as authorities search for missing individuals. Officials have urged residents to avoid flooded areas and follow safe advisories. The extreme weather has also impacted other states with reports of mudslide, tornadoes and freezing temperature across part of the U.S. emergency responder continue their effort to provide aid and assess the full extent of the damage. At the Munich Security Conference, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed frustrations over U.S. President Donald Trump's decisions to call Russian President Vladimir Putin before speaking with him about the Ukraine war. Zelensky emphasized that the Ukraine must be directly involved in any negotiation and rejected any deal made without its participation. He also claimed that Putin's willingness to engage in ceasefire talk was driven by fear of Trump. This statement followed a February 13 phone call between Trump and Putin, after which the U.S. president stated that the Russian leader had agreed to begin negotiation. Zelensky further insisted that Europe must also be at the negotiations table, highlighting the continent's role in Ukraine's security and future. The remarks come amid ongoing diplomatic effort to resolve the nearly 2-year-long conflict. Celebrities have dazzled on the red carpet for the 78th editions of the BAFTA Awards, showcasing a stunning fashion moment as they arrive at the Royal Festival Hall. The star-studded event saw actors, filmmakers, and other industries icons gather to celebrate the best in British and international cinema. British actor David Tennant is returning as the host for the second time, bringing his signature charm to the prestigious award show. The night promises a mix of glamorous look, unforgettable performances, and of course the announcement of this year's top winners. So thank you for watching and thank you for supporting. This is me, Tabanda, signing off. Stay tuned for more news. DESI TV USA, DTV NN, and our OTT platform DTV Flix, where you can access to over 3,000 channels. So stay tuned and stay with us.